Well, I've got to be honest with you here. This is turning into far more of a relegation scrap than I ever expected it to be. It's getting a little bit desperate as we've got a big home game at the start of today's doubleheader. We've also got hilarious news on the transfer front, and we've got more problems with goalkeeping injuries. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 4 of this year's head coach with me, Daniel. We are back today as the relegation battle continues. We're currently 3 points clear of it, but this game is our first chance to put real daylight between us and the bottom two. It's 17th v 14th, it's a real opportunity, but it doesn't tell half the story, to be honest. We've got big news off the pitch with goalkeeping injuries, with hilarious updates from the transfer window, but in fairness to our director of football, he has signed one more star in the free agent window, and he did so on the free agent deadline day as well. So if you're looking forward to meeting that star and seeing all the chaos on and off the pitch, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let's go and have a look firstly at a couple of bits of transfer news, and then we'll move on to on the pitch stuff, which is equally chaotic this time. If we start with the transfers though, there's more and more players that have agreed to go out. But let's have a look at the transfer history, because there is one more addition at first team level and one more addition at youth level. The youth player, Masaru Sano, is another 15-year-old centre-half who looks good for the future, but again, isn't what we need right now. The other one, though, very much is. Park Hyung-jin is now the first foreign player in our squad. He's a South Korean former youth international. Again, doesn't change the trend. We've got a full over 33 midfield and it continues. But he's very good and he's pretty versatile as well. He has 4-star ability, he's box to box, he can play off the wing, he's naturally incredibly fit. And he's also got a bit of potential in terms of technical ability. He's a good passer, a good tackler, and he's also got a good cross on him. So we've got to be really pleased with him. He's not played brilliantly so far, but he is just coming up to match fitness now. And he's still been doing all right in fairness. So hopefully for the rest of this year, he can have a bit of an impact. But let's go back to transfer deadline day, because we had one player come in who we thought was pretty good on loan. That man, Masaki Yamiba, another central midfielder. Now have a look at one of the things above my head, a little red icon. Ineligible. He has pre-agreed a transfer with another club from February. He has already played for his other club this season. And the alert we've got, which will move to this screen so you can see it in full. A player subject to a transfer offer who has already played for one team in a single season cannot play the match or will be ineligible for any new club. So we can't play him. We've bought him in on loan, his wages are being paid, and he can't be played. Thanks, Director of Football. That's led to another rethink tactically because, of course, we've not got holding midfielders now to the same degree. One of the two we were playing every week, Ichikawa, is now down to, I think, 2-star, maybe 2.5 ability, is really declining physically, as they would when they're all over 33. And the only young midfielder of quality that's been brought in now can't be played, which is great, isn't it? Let's go and get back to the schedule, though, so we can see what's been going on. I've come back at the exact halfway point between now and the last 2 games of the season, and it's been a mixed bag, to be honest. We've beaten 2 sides that were in and around us. It was made trickier than it should have been, but we'll see why in a minute. And we've basically struggled against everyone else. So you were with me for Imabari and deadline day. We were beaten comfortably there. We also lost our reverse fixture away at Nagano by 2-1. We went 2 down and couldn't quite get back into it. We drew 2-2 at home to Totori. And if you have a look at the second goal, we scored and then conceded from the kickoff. Seems to be a big player in this year's game. Hirata and Akita scored for us though. A 4-2 defeat away at Kagoshima. A red card in the second half cost us. We were 3-2 down at that point and strong. But the red card, an injury to our number 10 and a penalty towards the end all cost us in that one. Against Miyazaki, we won by 2-1 at home. Seko and Sumi's penalty doing the job for us. Not just a good goalkeeper, Sumi, he's also a very good penalty taker. But is he a good goalkeeper? Because the next game, he had to play over half a game between the sticks, because at 3-0 up and cruising away at the bottom side in the league, we got another injury to our goalkeeper mid-game. The third time that has happened to me in the space of 3 episodes across 2 series. It's becoming so common. I need to know if you guys are having the same, because I am at the stage now where I'm one away from saying this isn't a coincidence and I'm going to put a keeper on the bench. And the main reason I'm not doing it here is because I've not had more than one fit for a while. So he came off after about half an hour. We were 3 up and we were looking brilliant. Unfortunately then, the game got very tricky, but we did get a fourth just before half time and it was enough. We played 4-4-2 in that game essentially, with the left winger Seko slightly further forward, and we got it done, which I'm happy with. We then lost 3-0 away at Matsumoto. They're one of the best sides in the league. I'm not going to worry too much about that. And now we are at home to 14th place, then 6th as well. But this first game today, it just feels huge. I feel we have to get a result. We've obviously got that goalkeeper out. Yamiba is ineligible. Hiyashi, another goalkeeper, doubtful with an injury as well. We're struggling a bit for players, but we're going to keep the faith. Let's go and get into it. The first big game of this relegation battle. If we win it, we could go as far as 6 points clear. Let's see the squad that we've gone for. It's going to be fairly similar to this because mercifully, we have got our goalkeeper back fit. The first choice one who came in on loan in the window. Still not been playing that well, to be fair. If we look at the defence, Tanabe has come in on loan and not really been that good. He's also down to 2-star ability now as well. In midfield, we've got quality, but we've not got the youth on our side. We have gone for Yasuda on the right of midfield, who is 35 as well, but he is a little naturally fitter, and the change of shape to 2 up front means Fujioka comes in as our striker. He's very similarly rated to Kutsumoto, but he's not quite there in his training yet. So we're trying to get him appearances off the bench, but not enough to quite get him in the side right now. We have got another striker back from injury on the bench who isn't too bad, and again could be a real asset in either role off the substitutes bench later on. But for now, this is the 11 we've gone for. We've got Wakahara in goal, Ugajin and Fujitani the fullbacks with Tanabe and Endo as centre-half, Yasuda the right winger, Seko further forward on the left, Park Hyun-jin the new man alongside Sumi in midfield, then Fujioka and Akita up front. Can we avoid a goalkeeper injury? Can we avoid a disaster? And can we please get a win to edge us closer to safety? I am going to say one thing in my defence here, which is that we've almost exclusively played top half sides, and when we haven't, we have normally picked up results. Let's see if we can do that tonight. This is a big game in the context of the season. Well, it's 2 changes for our struggling visitors, and the big thing here as well, if we win, is not just that we go 6 clear, we could put them within 5 points of us. We're dragging more teams towards it. So let's get through the dressing room. Let's pump the fist. We're going to say, I think we need to show everyone what we're about. I'm going to ignore the assistant, start getting people motivated, and hopefully it will show in the performance. As we head into the first half, the empty stadium is not a great look. But let's be honest, the results are more important here. I've no idea, by the way, if we do stay up, how we're going to compete for a title next season. And that means we'll probably get sacked then. But for now, I just want a survival on my CV as Fujioka gets in. Beaten to it, but Yasuda down the right. Chance to cross. It's into the front post. Fujioka! Commentary said it looked easy at the score. I won't disagree with that. I thought it was 1-0. We've definitely got more of a threat on that right-hand side, but for now, 20 minutes gone, and it's still goalless, and that's been the only great chance. Well, 5 minutes to the break, next to no chances, a very quiet game, a cagey one between 2 sides with not much confidence heading into the relegation battle. I mean, to be fair, we've won 2 of our last 3, but look at the nerves, 4 players there. I'm going to try and talk to them all. Akita, Sumi, Endo and Fujitani. There's a lot of experience there as well. And I say I've got faith in you to make the difference, and only one has reacted positively. Not a good sign, but we have got a throw early in the second half. And it's Akita, the target man, getting it off Ugajin. Carries it over halfway. Support inside from Sumi. Finds Park. The new boy keeps possession in spite of the challenge. Has options out wide and he goes for one. Ugajin on the left. Takes on his fullback. Then puts it into Seko. 2 in the middle. Got to cut it back. It's a poor ball. Ugajin recovers it though. Seko again. Up to Fujioka. It's over hit. And it's over the bar. Couldn't quite make something of it there. Very frustrating. I mean, we've had the chances. We've been the better side, but not enough to win it. As Park's got a free kick. This is where we need the magic. Can the new boy deliver? Can he make the director of football the hero? He shoots. Oh, nearly. Nearly. Just over the bar from Park. He is a decent free kick taker. But we're not doing enough to win it. We're doing okay. The morale's on the floor. The confidence isn't there. They're not even reacting now when I'm like encouraging them or pushing them on. I feel like I might be losing the dressing room already as Ugajin hoofs it long. Akita wins it for Park though. And now we can get forward. Akita holds the ball up. Back into the fence, but we're passing it around nicely. Sumi up to Park, who's supporting the attack. Gets it back to Endo. Out wide to Fujitani. Now we can go down the right. We know Yasuda can cross. Goes back to Sumi. Fujitani is intercepted. Not now. Not on the counter. Do not let them score with their first shot on target. Ugajin wins it back. Definitely seeing more key highlights this year. And this one is going over the top, but I'm not sure where to. A poor-headed clearance. That's where Fujioka's in. Big goal. It's scrappy. It's ugly. It's not a great performance. But this is now a results business. And that goal could be the one to secure our safety. He'd been poor to that point as well. Was going to make subs, but Fujitani has got an attacking throw. And he finds Yasuda into Akita. A second would see us out. And Park goes for it just over. Right, we've got 15 minutes to go. Let's just go and get some subs on. I'm going to go for, and this is a bold decision, but I want to go a bit more traditional now. So we're going to take off Seko, who's not had a great game. And we're going to go, I think, for Park out wide on the left of a traditional midfield four. And I'll get him as a winger on support. He can do that pretty well. In fact, he prefers to be a wide midfielder on support. So I'll do that. Not something I often use. We're going to get Kita into a role that suits him better. So he can be a ball winner on support would be all right. Yeah, I don't want to go too aggressive. So that will do for now. And then we're going to go for a sub on the right with Yasuda, who will be replaced by Kubota. Again, adds a bit of youth into the team. And we'll leave the rest of them a few more minutes. We've got 15 to go. It's tense and it's tight. And we cannot afford to drop points here. Obu has picked the ball up at the back to Shibata. We don't often keep clean sheets in fairness, but we've nicked it there with Kita. Finds Fujioka. Support on the left, shoots himself. Just wide, that was greedy. Not what we needed there. 10 minutes to go. Can we hold on? To throw on the right for the visitors. They've offered nothing in this game. They do look poor. But we haven't seen the game off. Asumi gets on the edge of an underhit pass. Finds Kubota. Poor ball across, but it finds Park. He beats his man in his traditional role now. Park in, it's a penalty. I mean, it's a dodgy one. He looked like he got the ball. But if we can score this with Sumi, I don't know what he's doing with his arms. We can start to celebrate. No, it's Fujioka. He's the best taker on the pitch now. I don't care who takes it if it goes in. Kazuke Fujioka, you are a hero, my son. 2-0, 10 minutes to go. Let's make some changes. And first of those is going to be up front. Akita, Off and Duka. Got to protect our best players. Same at right back where Kusamoto is actually going to play in his position now. He'll replace Fujitani, who is 1 yellow from a suspension, which we cannot afford to get. And we've got other subs available, but I'm not going to make them. We're going to get through these 10 minutes. We've had a pretty dominant display. Let's be fair here. This has been a good performance, but it's not enough yet. As we get to the 90th minute, how many are added on? 3. I know we can't really play there, but I'm going to bring on Kurata, the number 10 for Sumi. He's a good playmaker, and he'll just sit there and pass the ball. A clean sheet, a victory, and 3 points closer to surviving. I'm definitely a fan of the 4-4-2 with this team. And we did play pretty well there. We've still not got the players for it, but Wakahara had a really good game in goal. Tanabe did well at centre-half. And crucially, we scored a couple of big goals. Now we can start to breathe a sigh of relief. Let's get ahead to next week, see if we can back it up. Well, here we go. We return to face 6th place Namazu, and if we want to harbour ambitions for next season, these are the games eventually we've got to start showing we can win. We've had a couple more old boys who haven't really featured for the team that are going to be leaving in the winter. There's one example there who's agreed a deal at the end of the season. We did, though, have an offer for one of our first team players, Makuni, who is our backup left back, which was rejected by Director of Football. So I am finding they're a bit more, certainly at this level, a bit more happy to reject offers that are below valuation. That is some form of improvement from FM23. But for now, we are a bit clearer of the relegation zone, 6 points to the bottom 2, and only 4 points off the opponents we played at the weekend. But now we're playing a side that are 20 points above us, and that could get a little bit trickier. Let's go and get through to the tactical meeting. We know this is going to be difficult. We're going to stick largely at home with the same formation, but maybe we're going to have to make one or two adjustments to the squad. So let me just go and have a quick look at it. We've got an injury on the bench. We'll be back in a minute to run through the team. Well, based on what happened in the last game and how well we played, I am going to stick with the 11 that started that one. The only change I might have made was Seko out and then Park out wide and bringing in a centre midfielder. We've not really got those options. Keita did do well off the bench, but I'm not sure again, albeit he's a bit younger, that he's technically good enough for 90 minutes. Now, okay, he's very good physically, but the rest of the game does let him down a bit. I just feel we need some real upgrades for next year. But here, this is the 11 we've gone for. It is exactly the same. The experienced holding midfielder Ichikawa, he is declining, but he's on the bench today. And maybe his mentality in a dressing room will help settle a few of the nerves. That's the hope anyway, as we go into it. It is a big game in a Japanese J3 league, but fingers crossed, we can start to show our credentials for next year. I think it's important to remember as we come into this as well, it's the first time that we've come into this game, or any game, with 3 wins out of 4. A bit of confidence carried in. Yasuda there motivated, everyone composed. One of the first times I can't remember seeing nerves in a dressing room. Hopefully at half time that still will be the case. But for now, we're going to get into it. We're not going to try and dominate the game. We're not going to try and be too clever. But we are going to try and have a threat out wide. And I hope that we can at least keep it tight. The biggest thing for me last week was a clean sheet. The goalkeeper playing well. We've started to look a threat in front of goal for about a month now. But that might just be the quality of opposition. Because with a quarter of this game gone, there's only been 1 shot on target. Albeit we've got a corner now with Park in towards Akita. But we've got no real aerial threat. 2 6-foot players, and that's about it. As Tanabe gets the ball at the back for Sumi. He is the playmaker. Can he find the ball? No, goes short backwards to Ugajin. He goes down the line to Seko. There's options in the middle. But the problem with this midfield all being 35 odd is they decline quick. We've already taken one out. But now we've still got players who aren't quite as quick, aren't quite as mobile. And it's whether we can replace them. It's still a vastly unbalanced squad. And there's Park giving the ball away. He's supposed to be one of the reliable ones. Gets it wide to Osako on the left. It might cost us this. In behind to Hammer. Chance to cross. There's 2 in there. It's tipped onto the bar and the rebound's in. Igor Gabriel with his 16th for the year. And ultimately, it's an individual error that's cost us. The big new superstar has given the ball away. He's not really been punished for it in his match rating either. But it is 1-0 to the visitors. And again, I'm looking ahead to next season here. We've done our job for this year, fair enough, but I'm looking for next season thinking, how on earth are we going to compete at the top? We're going to need a big summer or winter from the director of football. As Fujioka finds Seko, who's one of those that will be leaving. Fujioka gets it though. Great goal. Really good team goal that. We haven't scored many like that this year. Fujioka across to Akita. The benefit of having 2 up front rears its head again. That's fantastic. I'm delighted with that. We know that the left winger's not going to be here next year. We know Akita's wanted as well. But that's a really positive sign for me. Just before the break to get back on terms, I'm going to say I'm disappointed because we want to fire them up. But ultimately, I'm thrilled with that goal. Yasuda's not having a great game, so we might have to replace him soon. But Kubota is a younger one that's improving. And here is Park in the middle again. Keeps the ball a bit better this time as Akita finds Seko. Fujioka to Park. This is better. Park into the box on the right. Across to Akita. Thought there was a question mark of offside. It's not been given. That is another glorious goal. We are starting to look a bit better for sure. Akita scoring goals. Park has made a real impact from midfield there despite his mistake earlier. And Akita has won the ball back. I'm excited. I think for the first time in charge we are playing really well. As Seko gets down the left. Chance to cut inside. He's got Ugajin. In support. Seko's there again. Chance to cross, but he cuts in. Finds Park and Ugajin. We're forced back to Sumi. Seko eventually gets it again. That's a good ball. Oh, it's a great save. Really good goalkeeping. But some of the football we're playing now, do you know what it looks like? It looks like we've got confidence, which we haven't had for a long time. 4 fans in that stand there getting very excited as the corner's headed away to Seko. He carries it down the right. I guess the one positive with Wakahara and with Tanabe coming in is that we have been able to give our midfield a bit more licence, not protect them as much. And it looks like it's having an effect. We're playing good football. We've been a better side against the top half team. But can we see it out as a win now? Wakahara with the goal kick to Yasuda. Loses the header. We know Gabriel's got the goal threat. Suzuki turns on it. Tanabe does really well. Fujioka to Yasuda, and we keep the ball. Now can we make an attack out of it? Fujitani falls back into defence for Endo. In the midfield for Park. Up to Fujioka. Lovely little spin on the ball there. Carries it down the right, awaits the overlap, but good patient build-up. We're keeping the ball, and we're managing a game professionally as Park looks for the ball to Fujioka. Goes for the shot. He was offside. It's a free kick, an hour gone. I'm going to make the change on the right, but otherwise, I'm really happy. No frills here. It's going to be Kubota on for Yasuda. He's almost as good. He's a lot younger, and he's got a little bit of pace, which is important too. But it's a free kick in a dangerous position here for our visitors. Takahashi takes it. Will Wakahara be forced into action? Yes, he will. It hits the post. It's back across, and it's cleared away as far as Akita. He's on a hat-trick. He's done really well there. That's more impressive than the goals for me. Getting back in, holding it up as the target man, and winning the free kick to relieve the pressure. Brilliant work. I'm so thrilled with his performance so far. I just really wanted it to be rewarded with a win. And at the moment, we're close to doing it. We've got 8 minutes to go. Sumi struggled a bit in the middle. But I'm going to stick now with my sub from the last game. Seko off. Part to the left of midfield. He'll become the wide midfielder on support again. And then we're also going to have Kita in as the ball winner on support. And we're going to make other changes too, because Fujioka's knackered, so Nduka will come on for him. Not a day for our experiment, because Kusamoto is needed at right back. And then Sumi is the final sub. I think I have to go for experience here. Sumi off, Ichikawa on. We've got 8 minutes to hold on. Can we do it? They're coming back into the game. But at the moment, we're looking decent. There's 3 minutes added on. Forgive me for this. For the first time in a while, time wasting on. Be more disciplined. Slow the pace down. We do not need to rush this. We need to get the 3 points, because this would be a statement of intent, and it would almost certainly, mathematically, near enough guarantee our survival. A big win. The first big win for Gifu. A top 6 side, a team with a brilliant goal scorer. We've beaten them 2-1. We've scored 2 fabulous goals, and we've played some really good football. I'm happy with that. The saying about not playing at our best, I think at the moment that is our best, to be honest. We move up to 16th place, and if we can stay in decent form now to the end of the season, we should go above the 2 teams above us. And I'd argue, if we join bottom and then finish 14th, we've done a really good job. So let's see if that can continue, and have a look at the schedule for when we're going to return, because at the moment, I'm absolutely thrilled, because I'm finally seeing progress. Akita, you are the man. He's one of the younger ones in the squad as well. He's out of contract at the end of this season, and he's wanted. I'm worried about that. Let's go and have a look at the schedule, because we have got how many games now? 8 remaining. We're going to get through the next 6 off camera, and we will be back for the final 2 of our first season. We'll do a quick end of season review as well. We've got FC Ryukyu, who are 5th away from home, and 11th place Kitak Yushu on the final day of the season at home. Are they the other side that offered us a job interview? I can't remember who it was now. Sure, it might have been them. But either way, if you did enjoy this episode, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Back-to-back wins and actually some pretty decent goals in that second game. Let me know what you thought of the performances, the progress and the tactical changes. Park, the new signing, is a revelation. The other one is hilarious from deadline day. The one that we can't play, that is. He's also the best trainer every week, which is pretty hilarious too. Let me know in the comments how you think we'll finish this year, and can we become title contenders next season? Certainly not with this squad. Director of football, you're going to have to do a big job for us here. If you want to stay up to date and find out if he does, and see how we finish this first season, then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time to finish off this year at Gifu. But before that, we'll be back with Southend in the morning. If you missed the video earlier on, please do check it out. It was hilarious, and it was quite traumatic too. You can find that playlist up in the eye above if you've missed any of it so far. There's also links to the Twitch channel where we're live virtually every day, and the football podcast where we'll have more championship predictions tonight. But thank you so much for your continued support. The start of FM24 has been great fun. I hope you're enjoying it as much as me. I'll see you tomorrow as we finish off this season.